What's up, everybody? It's your favorite I'm afraid to transform this thing any other ways favorite nerd, and today we are looking at X-Transbots Tailgate. This vehicle mode is pretty much the same thing, except because of the way that this transforms, this piece is loose, so we already have one of those tolerance issues straight from Jump Street. This piece right here does rotate up, same as before. You can put the gun in there and fold it back down, same as before. We're not going to look too much at that because we're going to talk about the accessories when we get to robot mode. Rolls like a champ, no problems there. White finish throughout. Same decos there, except you get this extra red there. I can't remember. I think maybe this was plain on the other one, but it could have been black. Either way, it looks good. The Pontiac symbols look better here than they do on the other one, but there's still a couple places like that could have used a second coat and whatnot. Same black metallic finish, same white, well, same type of white finish, and that's about that. Cleans up pretty well underneath. The silver looks good. We'll talk about that later. I wanna try it. I wanna try to transform this thing in one take. We'll see if we can do it. You know, wish me the best. You know, prepare for the worst type of deal. So, same thing. Untab this chest piece and bring it down. I got 14 minutes on my camera, so it's kind of a race against time to stress all the way around. Fold that up. That unlocks that, and then untab it from these pieces here, and that should free up the bottom legs. Rotate the shoulders in. Or out, rather. Yeah, out. And then start trying to work these out. There's one. I see paint chipping. Unreal. There. That's out. And with this out of the way, we should be able to rotate these arms out and out of the way. So we'll do the same on the other side if it doesn't destroy us. Out. Out. Untab. Rotate the whole shoulder piece out. We'll go ahead and get these arms done. We do that by opening up the hand here, rotating the hand, clearing the thumb around this piece of plastic there, and then pulling and rotating as we go the hand around. 12 minutes on the camera. It's fun. And then as we close this up, rotate the hand out, tab that in, push that all together, good to go. Check the anatomic correctness of your piece, squared away. We'll do the same on this side. Rotate the hand, clear the thumb, continue to move the hand around, close this up as we go, move the hand through, and that should clear it. Push it together, good to go. We'll open this piece up, which hides the face. It's tight, like a tie I got on mine. Oh, you know what? It's probably different. Let's get this piece back, and then this whole piece will come forward. So that's my fault. Fold that down underneath. Lift this piece up here. Let's see how to do this here. We'll come back to that. Alright. Take this, separate it here, fold this up. Keep the windows open as you do so. This piece is on a double hinge. Fold that down and under. This will come up, clip both of those into place. They are secured. Now, we'll do the feet. 10 minutes left on the clock. Open this up, orient them the best you can. This will help you keep everything in position. Bring down this die cast piece, which has some paint blotches. We'll get into that later. And now we have to untab that little piece there. Then we have this hinge here, which rotates up. We can turn the foot as we use the sliding bar, which allows us to rotate the front end of this as we push the rest through. And then we should be able to pretty much put everything in its right spot. Fold that down, turn this around, oh no. Fold the tire end, that's a poor tolerance. Fold that around. And then line this up to secure it the best you can. Mine doesn't fit in 100%, but it's good enough for now. Same on this side. 9 minutes left on the clock. Pull this down and untab that. Rotate up on the double hinge here in the back. That will allow you to swivel this part forward and clear. Oh, a piece fell off. I'll figure out what that was here in a minute. Alright, what am I doing wrong? What are you, John Gotti? Look, it's not I still did it in one take. It's not even, I did it in one take. It was just the foot. I was trying to save the viewers some time so they didn't seem to get the foot right.
Whatever.
Stay oriented. We need to get this up in there like that. Perfect. Fold that out. Line this up the best you can. Oh, before I did that, I'm supposed to fold this piece around and the tire in. And that is that. Now, this might take me a second. I might have to look at the instructions. I thought I could figure it out. Let's see if this, yeah, that goes back that way. And that should hide everything. Rotate down. Put those in. Oh, crying out loud. Six minutes on the clock. Can he do it? Can he do it? Done. So, there he is. I'm going to charge my battery. We'll get him cleaned up, and we'll take a look at him. Alright, so articulation is pretty much the same. As you can see, he holds his weapon just fine. And here is the G1 visor that you can use if you'd like, or the chest plate that you can use if you'd like. And the chest plate is tempting because there is a lot of little details and stuff in there, like the black paint, red paint, blue paint, that looks good. And I don't think it's too different than this. So I may switch that out. It just clips onto a bar here. Alright, so articulation is going to pretty much be the same. We're just going to fly through it, talk about any differences as we go. So the head has this little like cage on it, but the whole thing swivels, so that's not a problem. And then you can look up and down on the same hinged swivel. All in all, that's fine. Silver paint on the face looks good. Blue paint on the eyes looks good. Would have probably benefited from a black outline because it kind of gets lost up in there, but it's not hateful. All right, shoulders, same type of deal. And when you use the butterfly joint, which doesn't work as well, oh, because of the piece that folds down, the butterfly joint doesn't work as well if you want to use it, which isn't intended to be used anyway. And as a result, you don't get this piece moving a whole lot on you either. But you do on the other side. Just a bit. Same hinge here, and then ball joint at the top, which gets you the upward shoulder look or the downward shoulder look, depending on your sensibilities. And around, you get the faux tire on the arm, which I think is fine. Some people hate that kind of stuff. Doesn't bother me in the least. Bicep swivel, not a lick of paint on the arms aside from the tire. So that's a bit of a bummer. Wrist swivel, a little bit of a hinge. Fingers on a base pin knuckle, as per Wind Charger. Same on the other side. Waist swivel destroys the sculpt at a certain point. Looks absurd. Otherwise, okay. Universal. This joint is tolerance much better than my wind charger. I will say that. Thigh swivel built into the bottom. Silver paint all done really clean and sharp on here as the chest. All equal. Single jointed, actually I guess, no, because it really is just a single jointed knee. Because that one goes that way. Still could have used ratchets, but this one is tolerance better in general. And the paint is all the same. The die cast piece, you can see I got paint chipping there. Be careful. This paint is not going to sit well in this die cast, and it is going to chip. And then here you can see this is all buggered up. You know, with so it's a mess. But all in all, not a bad effort. We'll do some size comparisons. Ankle tilt, same as the other one. And then rocker, all that stuff is identical, especially with this. I will say that these are tolerance much better as well. That piece that fell off was this little spoiler back here, and it just slides back into those two pieces there. If yours should come off, not a big deal. Shouldn't come off. Would have been nice if it had been glued, but not the end of the world. And kind of the same kind of problems with the feet in order to get them all stuck together. But all in all, not a bad effort. There's a few different bots for the sake of comparison than last time. So you get Ironhide and then Crank and Arkose. And I don't have a G1 tailgate, so there's a little bit of tailgate love for you. And I will say, you know, at the end of the day, this guy, even though smaller, even though not MP styled, he presents himself a lot stronger than the other one. All in all, I feel like the mold works a little bit better for Wind Charger. There's certain like design cues with Wind Charger that come across a bit stronger. The head sculpt, the kind of general color scheme and design, it just kind of works a bit better. All this white here kind of makes, you know, if you remember on the Wind Charger review, I kind of said one of the problems is that it ends up looking a little plain. This one, just because of the overwhelming amount of white, and I hear you, he's a white character, you know, white and blue, so there's got to be a lot of white on him. It does make him look very plain, and as a result, not very interesting to look at. He doesn't present himself as well as Wind Charger. And Wind Charger presents himself kind of just, you know, kind of enough to kind of work, whereas as this one, I kind of feel like, you know, unless you have a strong attachment to this G1 representation of Tailgate, I'm not sure that this one is gonna work out as well for you. Sorry about that. I'm messing with him here as I'm talking about him, and he's getting out of frame. But you know, I don't know. It's not terrible, and I'm okay with my purchase. But if I was going to make the recommendation to others, I would say if you want to pick up a version of this mold, pick up the Wind Charger. If you love the Wind Charger, then go ahead and grab this one because I don't think you'll be disappointed. If you're kind of like me, where you're like, this Wind Charger will do, then I'm not sure that this one is necessary. And I think that if somebody comes along and takes a shot at this mold, you know, you could pick up the inevitable repaint, which is going to be Tailgate, and, you know, kind of experience a different toy designer, which might be the real treat. But there are some good things going on here. The paint, where it is applied, it's applied well. Like X-Transbots, you know, people say I'm too hard on them, but speaking of which, I will say one of the things about doing this reviews of the same mold back to back is that, like, I think that like the honeymoon phase for me is over with the mold. So like I am kind of looking at this guy, and I think because he doesn't scratch that nostalgic itch for me, and he doesn't really kind of have a striking presence. Like I was kind of like, man, I'm not sure if this one's worth the money. So, you know, you may have to take some nostalgia goggles off when you're looking at Wind Charger, and maybe I was too lenient on Wind Charger, but I still enjoy looking at Wind Charger on my shelf. It's been a couple days now, so that's all I can go off of. But people give me a hard time about giving X-Transbots a hard time, and that's fair. It's all part of the game, I suppose. But I'm really, really picky about paint, and I've been commending them for their paint since Arkose. I commended them on Scourge as well. It's just that he was chipping all over the place, so that had to get points knocked off. The only chipping I got going on here is on the feet. Once again, the reason why that's happening is because there's so many pieces constantly grinding and touching against one another that is causing an issue. Also, I'm popping this chest off because the mold of like the helmet frame here, when you turn it, it pushes it away. So that could have been designed a bit better also. So I'm not as crazy about this fella as I am about Boost, and I'm not super crazy about Boost. I'm kind of just like pleasantly surprised by Boost. So this is I guess Boost is a soft recommend, and this is kind of a pass for me. If I was giving my recommendation, I just don't think that he kind of quite cuts the mustard. Is that what the turn of phrase is? Usually I'm on my turns of phrase, but today I may be a bit off. Anyway, back to this fella. I recommend you pass unless you love the mold, in which case I think you'll be okay here. I'm kind of just okay with the mold, so this one's not really doing it for me. But if he does it for you, the good news is you win. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.